Now, this is the introduction to the MaX app. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, and what in the world is an app and why do I need to use it? Well, the first thing I want to point out is it's an application that you can download to any of your electronic devices. So I happen to have this app downloaded to my laptop that I'm using right now. I also have it downloaded to my tablet as well as to my cell phone. I have a desktop, but I don't always use that desktop, and the app is there too. So as a user, I have associated with my profile, I can log in to the MaX on 5 different devices. Kind of like if you have a Netflix membership, you can, access your Netflix account under so many, only on so many devices. So that's kind of the way it is with the MaX app. Now, the thing is that the MaX app is going to allow you to have more flexibility. And you're thinking, well, shoot, if I wanted to catch my calls on my cell phone, I just forward my phone, right? Well, yeah, you could do that, but then you have to manage not only your work voicemail, you'd also have to manage your cell phone voicemail in a more professional way. So the thing is this, what the app does is it allows all calls to stay on your business network. So you're not transferring anything off network. The calls are going to stay in network. So all of your network features that we just went over in the phone and voicemail training are going to apply to your call through the app. So the app allows you to make an extension to this electronic device and make it act like your desk phone. So it does make it a little bit nicer. And again, you're able to utilize the app on multiple devices. Like I said, I have it on both devices. Now, typically, when I'm using, my desktop, I never have my cell phone ringer on anyway, so it's going to be quiet because I happen to have a wristband that, buzzes me whenever something's going on my cell phone. So the only audible I ever get is going to be on either my tablet, my desktop, or laptop, whichever I'm using. So for me, I only have the one that I have to worry about making that noise. And so it makes it really, really nice for me to be able to manage and look on whatever device that I'm going to be using. The other thing that you're going to be able to do is when you get started, this is the most important. You need to get those credentials. So again, it may ask you for an email/phone number, but you don't have a choice. It's the phone number that you're going to use, and it's a 10-digit phone number that is associated with your 3-digit extension on that cut sheet, along with that 12-character password. You're going to install the app. So in the closing email that I'm going to send, if you're going to use it on your desktop or laptop, there is a link so that you can go and download the appropriate one. So if you're using a Mac computer, you can do the iOS version. If you're using a PC, you can use the PC version. So you're getting the right one. So I'm going to have that link in the closing email. The thing is, once you go through the installation, there are 2 really important questions that they're going to ask. And the very first question is going to be, who is your provider? And if you don't select Telesystem, the app isn't going to work. So it is important that you understand that Telesystem is the provider of this service to you. It is not Verizon or T-Mobile or whatever other, service you may have for your cell phone or tablet or any of those things. So we want to make sure that you're selecting Telesystem. It's important. The second question that it's going to ask you is, would you like to sync up your contacts for that particular device with the app? And a lot of people are thinking that there's something nefarious going on and that we're going to put all these contacts on a mailing list and we're going to sell it. And the answer is absolutely not. We don't have access to any of this. The only thing that that is going to do for you is so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've already got all these contacts in one place. If you need to have them in the other place, you don't have to rebuild that. You can always, do that. Now, that's basically all I'm going to say on that. Once you've gone through the installation process, you're going to then log in. And when you log in, you're going to click on the icon. And I was like thinking if I could show you the icon that I have on my laptop, but it's not always on the screen I'm looking for. But it's going to say MaX UC. You'll click on that and it's going to look similar to this on your desktop, laptop, or even your tablet or phone. But the thing is, it's going to ask you to log in. And again, it may not look just like this. It may say email/phone number. Please enter that 10-digit phone number and then enter that 12-character password, and then you'll be able to go ahead and log in. Now, I don't worry about logging out of any of my devices except for my phone, because my phone is the only device that I have that I never turn off. Shoot, when the battery dies, if I haven't plugged it in, as soon as I do plug it in and it has enough charge, it's going to turn itself back on. So understand, we want to make sure that, you have total control over this. When I turn off my laptop, I'm logged out of the app. When I turn off my tablet, I'm logged out. Same with any device that you have. When you turn it off, you're logged out. So if the phone is the only one you have to worry about, the only thing you have to do to make sure that you are off network is go up there to the upper right-hand corner and drop down that menu. And it's going to allow you to go through and, log out. Now I'm going to pull up my live version. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the desktop. So the mobile version is more, portrait, and the desktop, laptop, and tablet are going to be more landscaped because, of course, you have a bigger screen. So the thing is, instead of going into the upper right-hand corner, you're going to go over here to the left-hand corner and drop down that menu. And again, you're going to scroll all the way down until you hit log out. Don't hit quit, because quit is just going to allow it to run in the background. You want to log out if you're going to totally unplug and decompress. All right. So a couple of things I kind of want to point out. Even if I don't want to log out and I'm not going to turn off all of my devices, I could come up here to the very first item and click on my online. I can go to busy, or I can go to do not disturb. And we know what do not disturb does. It's going to send all calls straight to my voicemail if they're coming directly to me. So this is also a second option if you don't want to unplug totally and you want to be able to quickly turn it on and turn it off. So when you go up here to the upper right hand corner, it's going to give you that same menu. All right, so now that we kind of understand what it is that we're looking at, I want us to go over here and notice that when you're in the portrait version, your navigation bar is going to be on the bottom of your screen. When you're in the landscape version, it's going to be over here on the left-hand side. Now, understand, I have a full featured MaX UC app that I'm using. Not everybody is going to have meetings, so you may not see that if that's not part of your service. So understand, you're going to see the services that you guys have signed up for. So look what we're going to be able to do on our contacts. You're going to be able to manage those contacts. So if you didn't sync up, you can always go ahead and add them by hand by hitting that green bubble with the plus sign, and you can enter them just like you do any other entry when you're programming a phone. It's going to ask you for the name, it might ask you for the company, it's going to ask you for the phone number, and it may ask you for a couple of other things. So you're able to manage your contacts, you're able to initiate a phone call, you're able to initiate chat as well as add those contacts. Now, I like to use the feature called favorites, and I'm going to bring mine up here. I use it all the time. And if I wanted to, it looks like I'm going to bring this up. There we go. There we go. Let's go up to my these are my favorites. And I'm going to pick on Bill here. And if you look up at the top, Bill, and it has the blue star. Well, the blue star wasn't blue when he was a part of it. This is what it looks like when you start. And if I highlight that blue star, it's going to put them into my favorites. And I like to put those 10 or 15 people that I contact on a regular basis in that front window or top window, because then I don't have to scroll and find them, which makes it kind of nice. I use that on my cell phone as well, so that I don't have to scroll through everything in order to find them, because you know the little ABC thing on the right hand side of the screen is usually a little bit small, and I have to spend a little time getting it right. But I have the ability to create those favorites and put them up here at the top. The other thing I want to point out is this. If you don't have the SMS feature, you're limited to who you can chat with. In other words, you can chat with me because I have a MaX app. You can chat with everybody at your company because you will all have the available to have the MaX app. But you won't be able to chat with people who are not MaX users. Okay, and it's just like for those of you who might be an iOS platform cell phone, if you and I had exchanged contacts, we'd be able to FaceTime each other. But if you're an Android user, I can't FaceTime with you using the feature in the iOS platform. I have to download another feature. So that's kind of where I'm going here. And the cool thing about it is that when you highlight a particular entry on your in your contacts, it's going to let you know how you can communicate with them. Because if the chat feature is not available, you're not going to get to chat. But you will be able to call and use other methods. So this is going to allow you to be able to manage those. You're also going to be able to, within your organization, you're going to be able to look at your app. And this is what I like. I know you guys have those sidecars, and you'll be able to tell when people are on and off the phone. But the cool thing is here, when you've got the app open and you pull it up, I can tell what exactly that they're doing, who is available, who's not even online, and how they're online. And I can come down and I can scroll through and I can see who's available for me to chat with and who's not. So this is kind of what I really like about the application, is that even though it is not necessarily something that you are familiar with, you're still going to be able to view all of these things, and you're going to be able to view it with everyone. And again, it would even include me if it was if I was a contact in your contacts. So you're going to be able to view that presence, which I think is really cool. Now we're going to scoot over to where it says phone, and under the phone tab, you're going to have a few more things that you're going to be able to access. You're going to be able to access your recent call list, which is your history. You're going to be able to manage your voicemail. You're going to be able to dial from your recent call list, and you're also going to be able to hit that green bubble with the keypad, and you're going to be able to open up a keypad to dial a number if you wanted to dial that number. So a couple of things I kind of want to point out, and that is up at the very top, I can scroll from my history, I could clear my history, or I could scroll over to my voicemail. So this is that third place you're going to be able to check your voicemail messages. And again, you don't have to log into it, because again, you're already logged in to the app, so all your voicemails you're gonna have that free access. So it makes it really, really nice. I'm also from the app, you're going to be able to dial back into your voicemail server from the app. You might not be able to do it using *99 from your cell phone unless you have the app, because the app is going to give you that direct access, which makes it nice. So now when you're snowed in and you're working from home, you're still going to be able to manage your phone calls if phone calls are coming in, because the app is going to make people think that you're sitting at your desk in your office. But you're also able to dial the *99 by hitting that keypad, and when you dial the *99 and hit send, it's going to allow you to call back into the voicemail box. It's not necessarily to access your voicemail messages, because we could already do that from the app, but it's going to allow us to maybe change our greeting if we needed to change our greeting. So the last part, again, is going to allow us to view our chats, to continue a conversation if we started one, to begin anew. So it pretty much is very simple, and it's like most any other text or chatting app that you have. You have to go through and address it, and then you can start your chat. Now, this is my favorite portion of the training, because we mainly communicate via the actual phone. We dial, we talk, and it's my favorite way of communicating. So the first thing people ask me is if I'm using it on my cell phone. How do I know that the app is coming through the MaX UC rather than from the call is coming through the MaX UC app rather than from my cell phone? Well, it's very simple. You're going to note right up here, don't have to worry about the caller ID. That was just an example. But whether the call is coming from an internal number or external number, if it's coming through the app, you're going to see MaX UC audio right under the caller ID information. So it's going to be very simple. And then when it comes in, you're able to decline it or accept it, just like you would any phone call that comes in on your app. Once you've answered it, you're going to be able to mute, access your keyboard, go to speaker, put it on hold, access your favorites. You're going to be able to conference or transfer. And again, if you have the meeting, you'll be able to do that. But the switch is probably my favorite feature, because invariably, when I'm away from my desk and I take that call on my mobile through the app, I'm running low on battery. So when I get back to the office, I want to transition this call from my app on my cell phone to my desk, or even from my app on my cell phone to my, desktop or my laptop. So, but what it doesn't matter is this is how you would do it. You're going to hit the switch. When you hit the switch, it's going to alert the device on your desk. And it's going to, allow you to go, okay, so it's sending it there. So now all I have to do is, while I'm talking to the person on my cell phone, I can hit switch. And I'm still going to continue talking until the alert comes on my IP phone on my desk. And then as soon as I see the alert and I pick up my handset, I'm now talking to them on my desk phone and no longer on my cell phone. And now I can plug my cell phone in and charge it up and give it a rest. So that makes it really nice. So I have the ability to transition calls, and it's a very seamless way to transition. Now the next way is I'm talking to somebody on my desk phone, and we don't have to worry about the battery going dead, but geez, oh Pete, Cherri, come on, we got 8 minutes, are you gonna let us go? And so the thing is, you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm going to be late. So you've decided what you're going to do is you're going to open up the app on your cell phone, and you're going to, as soon as you do, you're going to see that label at the bottom, or that banner at the bottom. And you're just going to hit that. And as soon as you do, the call is pulled back to your cell phone through the app. and you're no longer on your desk phone. So now you can put that desk phone back in the cradle, and now you're not tied to something. Now you can, pay attention. You can use your Bluetooth, whatever it is, put that thing in your pocket and get yourself on your way so that you're not late to your next meeting. And you haven't disrupted the meeting that you're in. So it does make it really, really nice to be able to manage your calls that way. Just kind of FYI, depending on your platform that you're using, whether you've upgraded iOS platform or Android platform, and where you are in the upgrade and of everything, the look and feel of the app may be slightly different, but your basic functionalities are going to be the same. The only thing that you will be able to access on your desktop is going to be the park. The conference and presence are going to be very similar on all of your devices, even your mobile device, but Park is the only feature that doesn't translate well when you're using your mobile. So it may not be the feature that you're going to have access to. So that's basically it. I encourage everyone to please make sure you go through the installation, accept Telesystem as the provider, sync up or don't sync up your contacts on that particular device, launch it using your 10-digit phone number and that 12-character convoluted password. Get yourself logged in and see how it can actually improve some of the things that you may feel like need to be improved in your workspace. So with that, I'm going to open it up for any questions.
Hi, can we use this app to replace Skype? We Skype a lot between ourselves with video calls. Can we do video calls on the PC app and the phone app?
Yes, the thing is you have that ability. So I'm going to just kind of show you. I have the ability to do my meetings and have those video calls that I have through the app. Now, the only restriction with video is going to be if you have a camera. And most electronic devices have a camera. So you're going to have that. So this is going to be the limitation, is what you have service-wise. We have a basics where it's just phone calls and chatting, and it's chatting within you. You have the SMS where you're going to add that, being able to chat across platforms. And then, of course, we have the full-fledged where they have the meeting where they're going to be able to schedule meetings, host meetings, join meetings, those types of things using the app. So you can use it as little or as much as you want, and it just depends on the type of license that you have.
You mentioned SMS. Can you text? Can we receive text messages from outside the system to our phone number, to the ID number?
If that is a service that you have, that you have. Now, Stephen just asked, is there additional cost? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I just know that it's a different license. It may be a slightly different license, but I don't think it costs more. So it's just a matter of if you want it added to that portion of it. I know that meeting may be an additional cost, but I don't know that SMS is. So that is a question that we can certainly put down so that we get Adam to answer that question for you.
So I don't see the video I don't see the video button on my phone. Does that mean we did not buy that feature?
Okay, the video button on your desk phone?
Well, I don't see it on my cell phone app.
Oh, so you've got it on your cell phone app. So your cell phone app kind of looks like the presentation where you've got it's going to show you your contacts, phone, and chat, right? Those are your only options?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that the video or the meeting portion of it is not that, you don't have that option. So again, if it's something that you're interested in, you need to reach out to Adam, and we can certainly put that down as a question for him to ask.
Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
I need more money.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not into sales. I just know that there are different levels. I just don't know if there is a cost associated with them. So I'll let Adam talk to Stephen about that, and he can disseminate that information to you guys. Great questions. Anything else?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
On the screen here, it looks as if we have 2 lines with our extension, correct?
Yes.
Do we have to have both of those lines? Or can I assign one of those buttons to something else?
So you want to know if you can break it down so that you're only going to receive one call at a time.
Correct.
That is definitely an option that if you want to reach out to Adam, that you can certainly do that. It might even be something that Ken and Steve can do internally, but that would just mean that if you only have one extension or one line, you're not going to be able to conference on your desk phone, because you know how you've got those 2 lines? And it allows you to have, you know, up to 3 people. Well, remember when I said you could split it? That means that it's going to put them on those 2 lines. If you don't have those 2 lines, it's going to limit the amount of people that you can conference.
I see.
That's where the limit is. So if you don't have a problem with limiting the features that you're going to be able to use, then that would be something that can certainly be done.
Perfect. Thank you.
And just for the record, anytime that my name was used, you can just repeat Ken's name again. Ken will be the one that'll actually do that.
Okay. Well, see, the thing is, Stephen, yours was the contact information I had in the initial invitation. Ken is the one who said, "Oh, I can't join the meeting." And I went, "Well, who's Ken?" So I got introduced to him last week. So I've gone ahead and made sure that I'm adding both of you to any of
You're good. You're good, Cherri.
Okay.
That's not about you. I want to make sure Ken knows it's all Ken.
It's all about him, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, another question. Oh, I thought you said you had a question. Oh, no, we don't have no more questions.
You did a great job.
Thank
You
you.
answer all my questions.
All
Okay.
right.
I think I have one final question, and I'm not sure if you covered this or not, but can multiple phones ring for the same call? So is that the pickup bundle you were talking about before?
That is called a multi-line hunt group. And what typically happens if I'm looking at your, you have a multi-line hunt group for your, the actual school, and then I do believe it's for the church. And so I don't know who's in each of those multi-line hunt groups, but what that means is when we create this multi-line hunt group, when a call comes in to that multi-line hunt group, it's going to disperse and ring all of the members of that multi-line hunt group. Whoever gets the call first gets the call, and everybody else has to wait for the next one to come in. A pickup situation, this person that was talking about wanting the pickup, if they are part of this multi-line hunt group, and that's how they're going to receive their phone calls, then they won't need the pickup, because all the phones are going to ring and everybody's going to have the opportunity to answer it. So if somebody's not there, they don't have to worry about picking that call. A pickup group is designed for if you've got a group of 3 or 4 people and one phone is ringing, and I don't want to get up and go over to that phone. I want to be able to pull that call to my extension instead of going all the way over there to answer it. That's what the pickup is going to do for you.
Right. So I think my question is, it's the multi-group. Who sets up the multi-group? Who is part of it? Is that Ken?
Ken is going to be able to, because we're getting ready to have that training on, I believe it's either Wednesday or Thursday of this week.
Friday.
It's this week sometime. And when we go into the admin training, he's going to be, I'm going to show him who's a part of the group, and if we need to make any modifications to that, we can do it at that time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great questions. Anybody else have questions? Now, I do know that some of you have already seen that I have opened up a poll over there on the right-hand side of your screen. This is for any of you, individual or within the group. Feel free to talk amongst yourself. I cannot see your answers. I'm not going to get to see them. I don't need to influence you, so we need you to be as honest as possible. This is for the people behind the scenes to make sure that the presentation, the content, all of that stuff is meeting your needs, and that we're able to, if we can make any improvements, we will. So I can only tell when people start. It looks like 3 of the 6 of you have done it, and now we looks like we just, if you can fill it out, great. If not, it looks like we have 6 more minutes of it staying open, and I will keep this line open until the time expires for any